for the Chaz's Auto Body Sport Trucks. Week 2 of round 1, ready to have at it. Steve Bowden looks the field over. They roll off the corner. Green flag is out. Scully and Heilborn bring the field down into turn number 1.
Tom Scully, the first truck through the first couple of corners, and he quickly pursued by the 29 of Vanada on the bottom here as they come back to complete the first lap. Still Scully at the point. Jake Vanada with a head full of steam down the inside. Looks to move to the inside of the 5. Just about gets a wheel well there as the 88 truck checks up just behind him, bunches the pack in the middle just a bit behind the leaders.
Off the corner they come, and Vanada squeezes up to the top of the leaderboard and sets the pace down into turn number 1. Scully settles back into the second spot. Tripp just edging out Heilborn for third with Martin on his tail, with Arsenault, Campbell, and Duarte all on the inside, while Heilborn has Church and Cavallaro caught up top as they roll down into turn number 1.
Bobby Tripp sitting solidly in third, doing exactly what he needs to do if he wants to keep his playoff hopes alive. Now he moves up to the bottom. Oh, call around. It's the 20 machine of Ethan Heilborn. Multiple cars together as the Lenny Guy goes round off of turn 4. Yellow flag is out. Definitely a couple of cars implicated there.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Brittany Campbell, she got up in the air momentarily, was the 20 of Heilborn. Darrell Church has some damage on his machine. Mike Cavallaro just narrowly avoided it. Actually, he did. And you can see the white walls on the side of that Elmwood Dodge Hierographics number 80. Did he scrape the outside wall
this evening as he lines up alongside Darrell Church at the tail of the field. Field is set. 3 laps complete up on top of the pylon. Jake Vanada leads the field back down to green. Green flag, and we're racing. Tom Scully looks to change the script at the top as he challenges Vanada at the point.
Down the backstretch they go. Vanada and Scully racing wheel to wheel at the top of the field. Give Vanada the advantage off of 4. Here comes Bobby Tripp right behind him. Amy Arsenault down underneath Rick Martin. That's the battle for 4th as Arsenault gets that run. She works the inside. Brittany Campbell right behind her. Mike Duarte as well as they hit turns 3 and 4.
The two ladies working their way forward, doing just what they need to solidify themselves into round 2 of the drive for the Cup. Meanwhile, Rick Martin getting passed up by the 50 of Mike Duarte, and it's go time for Mike Duarte as he has the most work to do. Oh, call around as Tom Scully gets turned around by Rick Martin as Rick Martin got shuffled into by the truck underneath him.
Green flag is out. We're underway. Vanada and Tripp racing down into turn number 1, and it is Vanada with a half a truck length advantage. Here comes Tripp back up on the outside, down into 3.
Bobby Tripp challenges for the lead, doing what he needs to keep his playoff hopes alive. Those two go toe-to-toe down into turn 1 as Vanada continuing to hold off the number 88 Everett's Auto Parts machine. Amy Arsenault third in line here as she has a rearview mirror full of Mike Duarte and Brittany Campbell.
Yeah, they come off of turn number 4 and across the stripe. Campbell and Duarte racing side by side down into turn number 1 with Cavallaro right there behind. They roll down into 3 and 4. Top 5, top 6 trucks all together off the corner. 7th is DJ Thibeault. 8th is Dane Sairtelli. 9th is a cluster of trucks. Martin down to the inside. Heilborn and Bolger racing off of turn number 2. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway with Martin on the inside.
Rick Martin on a tear, looking to pull off the 2-for-1 here. He does just that as he clears himself of the 1 in the 20 in just a couple of sets of turns as he starts to mount his charge back through the field.
Down off the corner they come, and it is still Vanada setting the pace. Tripp is second, Arsenault third. Duarte and Campbell racing for 4th, still wheel to wheel down the back straightaway. Campbell up on the outside, Duarte down on the inside. Duarte was extremely loose in practice earlier today, but whatever changes they made to the truck seem to have worked as he is hanging tight on the inside. They roll down the back straightaway, but Campbell with a half a truck advantage still up top.
Leaders starting to string out. First car on battle for the field. It's between the 8 and the 50 as they squabble over 4th spot. Campbell rolling the top, getting the run down the back stretch. That's for 4th. Mike Duarte settles it back in behind. Cross flags in the air. leaders. Top 6 starts to walk away from the remainder of the field. Mike Cavallaro, the last car in that line, as he continues to close up to the rear bumper of the Roaches Landscaping number 50. Rick Martin, just like that, able to work his way by the 61 of Sairtelli and the 78 of Danny Thibeault. That putting the Rick Martin machine back into 7th, and he continues to surge his way back up to the lead pack.
Brittany Campbell continues to work that outside lane. Now she works the outside of Amy Arsenault. They roll down into turn number 3, and Campbell on the roll-up on the outside, while Arsenault hangs tight down on the inside. They roll down into turns 1 and 2, and Arsenault takes a look to the inside of Bobby Tripp. It has now become a 3-truck dogfight for second place. Tripp, Arsenault, Campbell, off of 4, down to the stripe.
Bobby Tripp looked to be the car to beat in this last end race run, but just like that, he's digging for all he can to hold off Amy Arsenault and Brittany Campbell. He's able to do so as they fall back through turns 1 and 2. Down the back stretch they go. Bobby Tripp able to keep speed and maintain his advantage over the 8 and the 9. Meanwhile, Amy Arsenault and Brittany Campbell, neither truck giving an inch as they remain fused at the hip. Door handle to door handle as they unwind off of 2.
Down the back stretch they go. Cavallaro now has some company. Here comes Rick Martin up on his back bumper. He takes a look to the outside, settles it back behind as he tries to make some moves to get back up through the field. Down off the second corner they come, and Campbell is now solidly into that 3rd spot. Arsenault back to 4th. Duarte rounds out the top 5 with Cavallaro and Martin right behind.
Jake Vanada continuing to build on his leads, just about starting to set sail now. 10 truck lengths is the advantage. Bobby Tripp continues to lead the peloton here. Brittany Campbell now looking to mount a charge through to that 2nd spot as she settles it in behind. Bobby Tripp running about a groove and a half. Looks like he's building tight off of 4 as he leaves that door wide open for Brittany Campbell for yet another sequence of turns. And she just about getting to the wheel well of that number 88 machine, but Bobby Tripp able to fire off well off that high side and get the run. White flag in the air.
Final time down into turns 1 and 2. Jake Vanada rolls down the back straightaway for the final time with a commanding lead over Bobby Tripp. He leads it down into 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Jake Vanada will pick up the win. 2nd place will go to Bobby Tripp. Brittany Campbell 3rd. Amy Arsenault and Mike Duarte your top 5. 6th to the 80 of Mike Cavallaro. 7th to the 14 of Rick Martin. Jake Vanada, justify yourself into the top 6. Pretty good weekend.
Yeah, honestly an awesome weekend. We unloaded top 2 in practice yesterday at Star, and then come here today, top 2 again, and this thing just never quit. That was bad fast tonight. So hitting our stride at the right time. I always tell the guys we're going to work all year on it and see what happens at the end, try to put our best setups together for the last few races, and hopefully we did that. We'll see what happens.
How important is that starting position pull before the night begins to get ready for the night?
I don't. If you want to get race wins and stuff up to the last week, I don't put a lot of stock in it. We're in it for the long haul. Obviously, so grateful to get a win, but our goal was to finish the race and to get into that top 5 to obviously be in the top 6 to advance. So, we did it. I got to thank my dad. We broke a sway bar bolt during a heat race, and we kind of knew we had a good piece then because we were rolling the outside pretty good with no sway bar. And then, I got to thank Ron Boris, Jay Daniel, Dave Gilbert. It was certainly a long weekend, but a great weekend for our Vanada racing team. Got to thank my sponsors as well, JDV Productions, Ham Chassis, Viking Sheet Metal, Bumper-to-Bumper Accessories, Haggerty Construction, Gesner Auto, Dunkin' Donuts, Atlantic Cafe, Barone Construction, Craig Ferry Electric, Elite Collision. So thanks for the fans for coming out. Really appreciate it.
All right, Jake Vanada back in Victory Lane.
I got to thank my wife, Katie, and my mom as well.
Yeah, those are 2 ladies you don't want to forget. Congratulations, Bobby Tripp, and Bob, a good run. 2nd place, you really needed that good finish, and it worked out for you.
I did, thank you. We needed to stay out of trouble tonight. We got in trouble last week, so we needed to finish ahead of a couple of trucks, and you know, just find the groove out here. This track is changing drastically quickly. You get up a little high, it seems a little better. You get in the middle, it's washing out. It's like all over the place. You got to find it.
It didn't seem too bad for you tonight. A second place has got to feel good.
It does. I train myself to stay outside, and I'm pretty much better than on the bottom for sure.
And that's such a change for you over your career. You've always been the bottom driver, the bottom shot off the corner. You can go to the outside when you want, but you always like that inside groove. The outside really coming into you, though.
It is. And everything we do and taught and learn is to turn left and get on the bottom. But, I mean, back in the 90s, I ran on the outside a lot. I like it. It's a nice challenge, you know.
I know you got some people to thank.
Yeah, I got to thank my wife. She had a bad morning today. I'm glad she pulled through okay, but nothing serious right now. Everybody else on the crew, Eric, Steve, Chelsea, Chloe, I get that confused, and then Everett's, Autopots, the fans. Appreciate them all.
Congratulations, great second place run for Bobby Tripp.